Look at this picture of Forrest Galante, or Gallant, holding his bunny. His bunny's name is Thor. It is a kawaii bunny. We are not questioning this bunny, but what do you notice about that image? Doesn't Thor look very uncomfortable in Forrest's arms? It's almost like Thor isn't actually Forrest's bunny. Now look at this picture of hip-hop Forrest Gallant. Him holding his rabbit. His rabbit doesn't seem uncomfortable. If anything, just a bit annoyed. You see, that's the thing. When you're holding your pet, it may look a bit annoyed that it's being held if it doesn't want to be held. But it will never look uncomfortable. And that is why I'm here to expose Forrest Galante. I have some uncanny proof from Forrest himself that he is not a true zoologist.
Oh, and the shark's going bonkers. You can see the shark thrashing.
I don't see anything, out of the ordinary with that whale. Not yet, anyway. It's pretty small on the screen currently.
You can click the little plus sign and make it bigger for you guys.
With that whale.
Is that looking like they were filming for?
Honestly, like if you're asking me, would I rather encounter a white shark that eats sea lions or the one that eats 33-foot humpbacks? Give me the sea lion eating shark any day of the week. Like, that's fucking terrifying. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. Will, go ahead and pull up the footage so Forrest can take a look at it.
Now, I'm going to do my best to articulate what I mean by Forrest is a fake zoologist based on that clip. Now, if you heard him, he hears that there is a choice between two sharks. One shark, which preys on seals. The other shark, which preys on whales. Both of the same species. They're both great white sharks. Now, any rational human being, not even a zoologist, is going to say they want the shark that attacks whales. Because how can a shark mistake me for a whale? I'm this small little human. I'm 6'4". 4'6". But compared to a whale, I think a shark would have a hard time thinking that I'm a whale. So I would rather be exposed to a shark that wants to eat whales. But this man chooses the shark that literally wants to eat him. He literally chose the shark that's going to think he is a seal. I don't understand. I really don't get it. Or at least go for prey items around his size. Like, if it's attacking something in a completely different range, then obviously you're safer with that. I don't know. I guess it just didn't click for him. Or maybe he's completely right, but really, I don't think he's a real zoologist because of this next clip.
Yeah, even if there was a hippo, I wouldn't be able to see him, more than this far in front of my face.
Which is great for a crocodile that wants to pull a guy.
This is not a good tactic. It's probably not worth the risk either.
Do you have any better ideas?
Yeah, I got an idea. I got something you're gonna like. A lot of stuff right here.
Yeah.
Are you reaching into the mud?
I am.
Last time I was in Madagascar, I had to face my fear of heights, suspended over 100 feet in the air in search of lemurs. After 2 hours in this heat and muck, I'd gladly go back.
I don't know, I feel something sharp. Hard, but it's really buried. Look at that! Hold that for a second.
I'm in one of the most remote, untouched forests of Madagascar, wading into murky waters in hopes of finding an undisturbed footprint or any proof of the existence of the allegedly extinct dwarf hippo.
I've got like 3 inches of visibility. Even if there was a hippo, I wouldn't be able to see him, more than this far in front of my face.
Which is great for a crocodile that wants to pull a guy.
This is not a good tactic. It's probably not worth the risk either.
Do you have any better ideas?
Yeah, I got an idea. I got something you're gonna like. A lot of stuff right here.
Yeah.
Are you reaching into the mud?
I am.
Last time I was in Madagascar, I had to face my fear of heights, suspended over 100 feet in the air in search of lemurs. After 2 hours in this heat and muck, I'd gladly go back.
I don't know, I feel something sharp. Hard, but it's really buried. Look at that! Hold that for a second.
Forrest Galante. Forrest Gallant. You have a lot of explaining to do, mister. Now, first, what is this? Are you Bear Grylls? Are you literally Bear Grylls? Forrest, your mother was a great safari tour guide, and I think that she'll be tossing and turning in her grave when she learns that you've tarnished her reputation and name being such a fake zoologist. Forrest, I gave you funds and sat by watching you ramble about cryptids and far away remote lands of untouched treasures worth of knowledge. I funded you on all of these trips, while all of my colleagues at Cornell and other universities and zoos were telling me you were no one who was going to run me into the mud. I stood by you. Forrest, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You pulled a big phase rain, just a real big phase rain. You pulled it out of nowhere too. We weren't expecting you to do this. After I saw you on the Joe Rogan podcast explain yourself, I was willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. But now, Forrest, I'm just seeing all of this nonsense. Forrest, is Thor really even your pet rabbit? Forrest, I don't think that you are really Thor's owner. You see, to me, any rational rabbit owner knows that bunnies don't like being picked up. Now, Thor is of a bigger breed of bunny, the biggest breed of bunny, so I'm not going to question that there's a very high chance that they don't mind being picked up, simply because no bird of prey is really about to swoop down and pick them up. But I still think just the natural instinct of a bunny to try and get away from like dogs or big animals that humans are using to hunt them type shit. I don't know. I have a bunny, and Roscoe will attack me after picking her up, even if I pick her up. I don't know. Bunnies are really territorial type shit, but he has Thor outside, so Thor's temperament is very strange. But definitely Thor isn't his bunny. Okay, there's one more reason why Forrest Galante is not gallant, is not a real zoologist, and this one is probably the most solid argument other than the shark one. So there's this segment where him and two other guys, I don't remember, but it's like just some podcast. It's a really, really nice show. Great podcast, fun. Great concepts, great videos, blah, blah, blah. But there's this point where they have this question and ask, if you could domesticate any non-domesticated animal, if you could be the one to start that process, what animals would you domesticate? Now, Forrest, his two compadres, the first one answers hyena. Okay, cool, hyena. And the second one answers otter. Sea otter, I think. But it just doesn't make sense to me that Forrest would not he would fail to tell his colleagues that both of those animals have already been being domesticated for years now, and they would not in fact be the ones starting the process of domesticating hyenas and otters. Those are actually both animals that people have been domesticating for a while now. So I don't know, it just seems weird that Forrest wouldn't mention that. I don't know. Maybe Forrest is a zoologist, just a bad zoologist. I'm more fond of just revoking his title and shaming him. We're gonna send him to the ends of the earth to live in shame and look for cryptids, like they did to Galileo.